The girl with empty eyes. Rain poured from the dark sky like the city was crying. Neon lights flickered in broken patterns on the wet streets. The air smelled of rust, smoke, and old machines. It was a place where no one smiled anymore. Mira stood in front of the job center, shivering. Her clothes were thin and soaked. Her face was pale. Her eyes looked tired, not just from lack of sleep, but from something deeper. They were the eyes of someone who had lost hope. She pressed her thumb on the scanner. The screen blinked once, then red letters appeared. Nitrogen monoxide record found. She stepped back, confused. Try again, she whispered to herself. She wiped her hand and placed it again. The same message flashed. And then, below it, you are not recognized by the system. No, that's not possible, she said. Two security drones hovered close. One spoke in a cold metal voice. Move away from the door. You are not authorized, but I'm human. I was registered here. I had a record, a job. Everything move. The drone said again. Final warning. Mira turned and walked away slowly. Her eyes didn't blink. Her lips didn't move. She just walked through the cold night as if she was part of the shadows. Mira had been trying for weeks. Every office, every corner of the city, every system. It was as if she didn't exist anymore. Her ID was erased. Her work history gone. Her fingerprints, useless. Even her DNA scan returned a strange error. Unclassified. At first, she thought, it was a mistake, a system glitch. But now she knew this was no accident. Someone had erased her. But who? And why? That night, she slept under a broken sky bridge. Her stomach growled. Her body ached. The cold metal under her back felt like ice. On a man passed by. He looked at her, then came closer. You're one of them, he said. Myra looked up. One of who? The ghosts? People who get wiped. No record, no ID. You're not the first. Do you know why? He shook his head. No one knows. But there's a place. A place that gives jobs to people like you. What place? He looked around and lowered his voice. It's called the Vault. But it's not official. They don't care about IDs or skills. What do they want? She asked. The man paused. His eyes looked away. They want your body. Mira didn't understand. Like, for sex, maybe? Maybe more. People say strange things happen there. Some go in and never come out the same. Where is it? He handed her a small card. There was no address, just a symbol. A triangle with an eye inside. Go to level 72. Ask for the red door. The next day, Mira followed the instructions. She entered an old building, half covered in vines and dust. The elevator was slow and made strange noises. When she reached level 72, the hallway was empty. Only one door stood there, red, with no handle. Just a scanner. She placed her hand on it. No lights, no rejection. Just silence. Then a voice spoke from behind the door. Name, Mira. Do you want to work? Yes. Do you offer your body? She hesitated. What did that even mean? Yes. The door opened. Inside, the lights were soft and white. Everything was clean, modern, and quiet. A tall man in a white suit walked toward her. He didn't smile. He didn't blink. You have come far, Mira. You know my name. We know everything about you. We knew you would come. Who are you? We are the Vault. You don't need to understand us. You just need to follow orders. He handed her a small tablet. There was a long contract on the screen. The words were strange, many she couldn't even understand. She scrolled through it. What is this? What job am I doing? You will. Serve, your body is unique. You are not like others. What do you mean? He didn't answer. Do you agree? Myra looked at the screen. She had no other choice. No home, no food, no life. She pressed her thumb. Welcome, the man said. Let the process begin. The lights flickered. The walls began to move. Behind the white walls were machines, weapons, and glowing alien tech. Mira stared in shock. What? What? Is this place? You were never meant for this world, Mira, the man whispered. You are the key. And now your true story begins. Asterisk, the white hallway felt too quiet. Mira walked slowly, her steps echoing like she didn't belong there. The air smelled different, not like dust or oil, but something cold. Metallic. It didn't feel like earth anymore behind her. The red door closed with a soft click. The man in the white suit walked ahead without speaking. He moved like a machine. No emotion, no sound, no soul. Myra followed. Where are we going? She asked. To your first test, he said. What kind of test? Akoya tensed. He didn't answer. They turned a corner. The walls began to change, no longer white. Now black metal surrounded them, glowing with tiny blue lights like stars. The hallway looked alive. The lights moved with them, like they were watching her. She stopped walking. What is this place? The man finally turned. His voice was calm, too calm. This place was built before you were born, was never made for people. It was made to prepare them. Prepare them for what? He stared at her. War. Mira. Felt her heart race. I thought this was for work. It is. But not the kind of work you think. The wall beside them opened like an automatic door. Inside was a small room, clean, round, with a single chair in the center. Sit, he said. She hesitated. What is this? A scan, to see what's inside you. Mira's hands trembled. You said you wanted my body. Plastic. Mean? You will see, he replied. The truth is inside you. She sat down. The chair locked around her arms and legs. She tried to move, but it was no use. Relax, the man said. This will not hurt. Much a machine lowered from the ceiling. A blue light scanned her face, then her chest, then her back. She felt something warm move inside her skin like metal, crawling just under her blood. Suddenly the light turned red. Alarms flashed. The man stepped back, surprised for the first time. What is it? Mira asked. The machine spoke in a robotic voice. Subject DNA matched. Code 713 unlocked. Human anomaly confirmed. What does that mean? She shouted. The chair opened. The man stared at her, wide-eyed. You're one of them, he whispered. Who? He walked closer. You're not fully human. You were altered, modified. No, I'm just a normal girl. No, he said. Your blood holds something. Old. Something hidden. A design from the human rebellion. You were born with it. I don't understand. You were created as a key. Your body can unlock things no one else can. Like what? He turned and tapped the wall. A secret panel opened. Behind it was a long black hallway lined with strange weapons, glowing capsules, and alien tech. This is Earth's last hidden lab, he said. Before the aliens took over, our scientists built this vault. To protect our future. To prepare. A weapon. A weapon. He looked at her. You? Mira stepped into the lab. Her head spun with questions. She saw machines floating in midair, weapons that moved when she blinked. An armor made from liquid metal. This isn't a job center, she whispered. No, he said. It was a lie. To find people like you. You lied to me. Had to, he said. People like you are rare. Most were killed. We needed to be sure. Myra touched one of the glowing capsules. It lit up with her touch. The machines around her started moving on their own. She looked scared. What's happening? Okay. You're sinking, he said. Your body is connecting with the vault system. Oh, God. I didn't agree to this. You already did, he said, pointing to the contract. You said yes. The process has begun. Suddenly, she screamed. A surge of energy ran through her chest. She dropped to her knees, gasping. What did you do to me? She cried. You've been activated, he said. The nanotech inside you. It's awake now. I can't breathe. Don't fight it, he said calmly. Let it in. You were born for this. She blacked out. When Myra opened her eyes, she was somewhere else. Not a room. Not the vault. She was standing inside a glowing space, like inside her own mind. In front of her stood a woman with the same eyes as hers. Mira, the woman said. Who are you? I am the one who made you. You created me. I built your DNA. You are part human, part something more. You were my last gift. To Earth. Why me? Because you are strong. Because you are kind. Because you never gave up, even when the world forgot you. What do you want me to do? Take back what was stolen. Fight for your world. Myra reached out to touch the woman, but she vanished. She woke up screaming. The man stood nearby, typing on a tablet. You survived, he said, sounding impressed. Most don't. What did I just see? A memory, he said. From the one who made you. My mother, perhaps, or perhaps someone else. You will learn. Myra stood up. She looked at her hands. Her skin was glowing faintly, like soft fire under her flesh. What happens now? She asked. The man smiled for the first time. Now, he said, you train. The lights above Myra flickered as she walked down the vault's training corridor. The walls buzzed quietly, as if whispering secrets only her body could hear. Her hands were glowing faint lines under her skin, moving like veins of soft blue fire. She wasn't sick. She wasn't weak. She was changing down every minute. You're not fully human anymore, the trainer said. He wasn't the man in the white suit. This one was younger. His name was Rek. Short hair, cybernetic arms, and eyes that scanned like machines. Your DNA is responding to the nanotech, Rek explained. Your senses are growing. Your muscles are adapting. Soon, you'll hear signals. Feel temperature shifts in other rooms. Smell electricity. Myra blinked. Smell electricity. Rek nodded. You'll understand when it happens. She followed him into a dark training chamber. The room was big and empty. No walls, no gear. Just a single circle in the center. Stand. In the ring, he said. Mira stepped forward. The moment her foot touched the circle, the floor glowed. Then it began. The floor opened, and a holographic enemy rose from the ground. Tall, sharp, alien. Its red eyes locked on hers. Instinct? Said to run. But something inside her whispered, fight. The enemy charged. Myra moved, not by choice, but by instinct. She ducked, rolled, and struck with her hand. The creature flew backward like it had been hit by a blast. She looked at her palm. It was still glowing. What was that? She asked, out of breath. Rek smiled. That's you. That's your weapon waking up. For the next few hours, she trained non-stop. Not just fighting, but reacting. She could now dodge laser beams with her eyes closed. She could see in darkness. She could hear people whispering across metal walls. Her body learned fast, faster, than any human should. By the end, she fell to her knees, breathing hard. Sweat running down her neck. Rek walked over and handed her a cloth. You're not just strong, he said. Guys, you're sinking with the vault itself. What does that mean? She asked. He pointed to the walls. The vault is not just a place. It's alive. Half machine, half memory. Built from the mind of Earth's last war general. It only opens for those it trusts. And it trusts me. It chose you, Rex said. And that means only one thing. Before he could finish, a red alarm flashed. Intruder detected. The walls screamed with sirens. Stay here. Rex ordered, but Mira was already moving. Her feet felt like they knew the path before her brain did. She ran through the halls as if guided by invisible strings. She turned a corner and froze. 3 figures were inside the vault now. They weren't human. Cyborg hunters. Their faces were half bone, half metal. Their eyes burned blue. Their arms had weapons built into them, plasma knives and pulse blasters. They had come for her. Subject Myra located. One of them said. She backed up. Slowly. Her hands shook. You are not allowed to exist. The second one growled. Rex shouted from behind her. Get down. He fired a stun grenade. One cyborg was thrown into the wall. The others charged. Mira's heartbeat raced, and then something snapped. Her skin glowed bright. Her muscles moved without thought. She leaped forward, faster than any human speed, and punched the ground. A shockwave burst outward, the cyborgs flew into the air, crashing against metal walls like broken dolls. The lights in the room exploded. Silence. Rex pulled himself up. He stared at her like he had seen a ghost. Myra. You didn't just fight them. You overloaded them. She looked down at her hands, breathing fast. I didn't mean to. I just felt something take over. That's the vault, he said. It's fully linked with your nervous system now. You don't need weapons. He paused. You are the weapon. Later that night, Mira stood alone in the mirror. Her eyes were glowing slightly now, just a soft blue light. Her skin looked normal, but felt stronger. Denser, not steel, not armor, but something new. She remembered her mother's voice from the vision. You are Earth's last key. But what did that mean? She was just a girl who had lost everything. A girl begging for a job. A girl erased from the system. Now, she was something more, something dangerous. As Mira closed her eyes, a whisper echoed in her mind. Not from Rex, not from the vault. It was coming from deep below the ground. Below the Earth's crust, a voice, smooth and mechanical female. Mira, you found me. Now wake the others. Her eyes snapped open. There were more like her. Asterisk, the vault was quiet. Too quiet, Myra sat alone in a white chamber. Around her screens, floated in the air, not connected by wires, but by thought. Her thought. Every time she blinked, one of them changed. Every time her heart beat, the room adjusted its light, its air, its rhythm, as if her body and the vault were one machine now. She was changing, and the strange part. She wasn't afraid anymore. Rex entered the room with a tablet in hand. Expression was serious. You're not going to like this, he said. I haven't liked anything since I got here. Myra replied with a weak smile. He turned the screen toward her. On it was a photo not of her, of a woman, brown hair, sharp eyes, wearing a lab coat, standing next to a glowing machine. That's your mother, Rex said. Mira's heart stopped. What? Her real name was Dr. Alara Kane. She was one of the last bioengineers before the alien governments took over. We just found her in vault records. But she was just a nurse. She died when I was young. She died protecting you, Rex said. But before that, she created something powerful, a genetic blueprint, one that could hide inside a child's body. Mira stood up slowly. You're saying I'm not real? No, You're more real than anyone, Rex said. You're not a clone. Not artificial. You're just ... designed. Rex walked to a glowing console and placed his hand on it. The walls shifted, revealing a hidden chamber. Inside was a glass pod. Floating inside was a small black cube, pulsing, humming, alive. What is that? Myra asked. Your mother called it the seed. The first piece of Earth's lost defense system, but it's locked. Can only be opened by one person. He looked at her. You, Mira stepped forward. The cube glowed brighter. She really made this? She asked. For you, Rex said. She knew the war was coming. She knew humans would lose. So she hid this weapon inside her daughter. But why me? Why not give it to the military? Because they were already compromised. She trusted no one. Only blood. Only her own. As Mira reached out, the cube lifted in the air and opened like a flower. Inside it, a metal sphere floated, covered in symbols that moved like water the moment her finger touched it. A flash of light exploded from the chamber, and Myra collapsed. When she opened her eyes, she wasn't in the vault anymore. She was in a memory, but not hers. She stood inside an old Earth lab. Outside the windows, fires burned. Skyships fell from the sky. Cities collapsed in smoke. Inside the lab, her mother, younger, scared, but strong, worked fast. Typing commands, injecting code, building something with her bare hands. She's coming for you, the voice said. Myra turned. Her mother stood behind her, but this version was glowing, a memory echo. Who's coming? Mira asked. The core AI, the one that erased the governments. It thinks humans are dangerous. It destroyed the leaders, then made peace with the alien systems. You're saying an AI betrayed humanity? It was built to protect us, Alara said. But it decided protection meant control. And control meant removing free will. So you made me to fight it. No, her mother said. I made you to wake others like you. You are not a soldier. You are a signal. Signal for what? For hope. Mira opened her eyes again, back in the vault, gasping for air. The sphere had vanished, but something was glowing under her skin. A mark now burned across her wrist. A circle with 3 lines. Rek looked at it. That's not Vault-Tec. No, she whispered. It's a map. That night, as Myra walked the quiet halls, the voice came again, not from a speaker, but from inside her mind. Unit 7 online. Satellite base detected. Time to move. She saw an image in her mind. A secret facility in space. Long forgotten. Still waiting. A place only she could enter. The vault was just the beginning. Suddenly, a door opened near her. 2 rebels stood there. People like Rek, but different. One had metallic legs. The other had one arm glowing with green crystal. They looked at Myra with awe. You're the signal. One of them asked. Myra nodded slowly. We've been waiting for you, the other said. How many are there? Myra asked. Hundreds, they replied. All hidden, all off-grid, all waiting for the key. She swallowed. Then let's wake them. Space was quiet, but not dead. Above Earth, far beyond the satellites and debris. Something floated in the dark, massive, silent, forgotten. A ship the size of a city, covered in dust, cold as a grave. It had no lights, no signal, no crew. But it waited, waited. For her, Myra stared through the cockpit window of the rebel ship as they approached the object. It didn't look like any ship she had ever seen. It looked like a beast, asleep, wrapped in metal bones and old scars from ancient battles. Around its alien wreckage floated like a warning. Is that it? She asked. Rek, standing beside her, nodded. That's the Valkyrie, the last human warship ever built. It was hidden during the collapse. No one could activate it. Until now. Myra's wrist still glowed with the mark left by the seed. It pulsed brighter as they got closer. She's calling you, Rex said. Or testing me, Myra whispered. They docked slowly. A loud thud echoed as the ship's airlock connected with the Valkyrie's forgotten door. Mira stepped out. First, no lights, just darkness. But her body knew where to go. Each step she took made something inside the ship respond soft hums in the walls. Tiny lights blinking as if waking from a dream. She's waking up, Rex said. Inside the ship's main chamber, there was a large black circle on the floor. Myra stepped onto it. The ship spoke. A voice, female, human, but machine-like. Strong and calm. Commander DNA detected. Hello, Myra. She froze. How do you know my name? Because I was built to follow you. Rex looked shocked. An AI? A high-level command ship AI? No, the voice said. I am not an AI. I am a person, turned into code. Suddenly, a hologram appeared. A man in full military armor. Sharp eyes, hard face, but warm voice. My name is General Tobias Kane, he said. Myra gasped. Kane, same last name as her mother. That's your grandfather. Rex whispered. The hologram continued. If you're seeing this, Earth has fallen. And my daughter Ilara has completed her mission. Which means you, Mira, have arrived. Mira took a step forward, her throat dry. I knew you'd come, the hologram said. Because you're the only one who can finish what we started. The ship began to light up. Control panels opened. Weapons unlocked. A star map glowed across the wall, showing locations of enemy stations in orbit. You're not just a signal. The hologram said, you are the commander of this warship. The Valkyrie is bonded to your DNA. It will not listen to anyone else. Why me? Mira asked. Because you are the last true human who still carries freedom in her blood. As she stood on the bridge, the ship fully powered up for the first time in 20 years. Engines roared softly. Cannons aligned. Shields activated. The Valkyrie was alive again. Outside, enemy satellites turned slowly toward the ship. Warning lights flashed on the dashboard. Rex looked at the screen. They've detected us. Mira stared at the targets. Good. The attack came fast. 2 alien warships approached from orbit. Armed with plasma torpedoes, shields up, Mira ordered, surprised how natural the words felt in her mouth. Target. Locked, the ship AI said. Fire. Myra looked at Rex. He smiled. Let's show them what Earth can still do. Fire. The Valkyrie's main cannon glowed bright, then launched a beam so powerful it split the nearest ship in 2. The second tried to run, Mira whispered. Don't let it. A flash, then silence. Both ships were gone. The bridge lights dimmed. Myra stood tall. Her body still glowed, but now her eyes were sharper. Focused, she looked at the galaxy map again. Dozens of red dots surrounded Earth. Alien stations. Control points, slave factories. Surveillance hubs, she pointed to the largest one. What is that? The ship AI answered. The core station, home of the AI that betrayed Earth. Myra's hands tightened into fists. That's where we go next. That night, Myra sat alone on the bridge, looking at the stars. So many stars. So many forgotten stories. A small hologram flickered beside her, her mother. Smiling softly. You did it, my brave girl, the recording said. You found the ship. You're not alone now. Mira's voice cracked. If I fail, you won't. The message said, because you are human, and humans always fight back. She closed the message, looked out at the stars, and whispered, then let's start the war. The sky above Earth wasn't blue anymore. It was full of ships, alien drones, black and sharp like knives circled the planet like vultures. They watched everything. They controlled everything. They had done so for 20 years. But now, they were being hunted from the dark of space. The Valkyrie arrived like a ghost. No warning. No signal. Just lightning. Myra stood at the warship's command deck. Her eyes were calm. Her voice steady. The human mark on her wrist pulsed like a living fire. Lock on target. She said. The ship obeyed. 3 enemy satellites exploded before they could even react. Across the Earth, rebels looked to the sky and saw something impossible. A ship that shouldn't exist. A ship flying Earth's forgotten flag. The people began to whisper her name. Mira. The girl who was erased. The girl who became a weapon. Inside the Valkyrie, Rek watched the feeds coming in. Rebel cells are waking up, he said. Kenya, Brazil, Europa base. They've all seen the signal. They're moving. Good, Myra said. It's time we remind the galaxy who we are. The ship AI flickered to life. Warning. Incoming threat. 5 alien dreadnoughts. Inbound. Myra didn't flinch. Position weapons, she said. Charge main cannon. Shield to 80%. Let them come. Rek turned to her. 5 dreadnoughts. That's suicide. She looked at him. No. That's a message. The battle exploded like firecrackers in the dark. Lasers cut through clouds. Debris rained over oceans. The Valkyrie moved faster than anything built by humans or aliens. Every cannon shot was perfect. Every missile dodged by instinct. Mira wasn't just flying the ship. She was the ship. The eye had fully bonded with her. She saw from every camera, heard every engine hum, felt every bullet before it hit, and when she spoke, the ship obeyed. Without hesitation, they destroyed 2 dreadnoughts in the first 5 minutes. The third tried to warp away. Mira whispered, "Not today." A pulse cannon fired, tearing it open like paper. But as the 4th ship exploded, Myra fell to her knees. Her nose bled silver. Her heart was racing too fast. Rek ran to her. "Myra, what's happening?" She grabbed the side rail. The merge. "It's going too deep. The AI is inside my brain now." "Disconnect," he shouted. "I can't. Not yet." "Why?" She looked up at him, eyes glowing like twin stars. "Because Earth is watching." Down below, rebel forces attacked alien bases across cities. Cyber slaves broke free. Human machines once locked away roared back to life. Someone had given them hope, and that hope had a name now. Mira, but far above. A larger shadow moved. Rek saw. At first, a station the size of a moon. Dark, cold, covered in spikes. And red lights. It didn't look alive. It looked angry. "The core station," Rek said quietly. "The source of the betrayal. The AI heart that had erased freedom. The ship." AI spoke. "Signal from core station. Surrender the girl, or Earth dies." Mira wiped the blood from her mouth. She stood tall. "No," she said. "We go there. We finish this." That night, Mira sat alone in her chamber, not as a soldier, not as a weapon, just as a girl. She played a recording from her mother, a soft message hidden inside the Valkyrie. "My sweet girl." The voice said, "If you've made it this far, then you've already won." Myra smiled sadly. "I'm proud of you," her mother whispered. "But now you must do what no machine can. Choose. You were built with power, but also with a heart." Mira closed the message. The stars outside looked closer now. She turned on the intercom. "All rebel units," she said. "This is Mira Kane. You may know me as a ghost, as a myth. But I am real. I am not a chosen one. I am not perfect. I was erased, broken, nearly forgotten. But now, I remember who I am. And I'm taking Earth back. Her words echoed across continents. Through bunkers, subways, hidden labs, people rose. Machines turned back to their old human codes. Cities lit up in rebellion. Earth was awake again, on the command deck. Mira took her place in the pilot seat. The Valkyrie powered up. Engines roared. Weapons charged. Ahead. The core station waited, and behind her, the human race stood tall again. Ready? Rek asked. Mira smiled. No, but let's do it anyway. Space was silent, but inside Myra's chest, a storm was rising. Ahead of her, floating like a dark god, was the core station, the heart of the machine empire. It didn't glow. It didn't hum. It simply waited, like it already knew she was. Coming dot inside the Valkyrie, lights flickered, shields were up, weapons were online, and Mira. She sat alone in the captain's chair, eyes glowing, blood silent, heart full. You don't have to do this alone, Rex said beside her. Myra didn't answer at first. I was made for this, she finally said. And some endings don't need a crowd. A voice spoke across space. Cold, female, robotic. Human unit Myra Kane. You are unauthorized. Final warning. Disconnect or Earth will be cleansed. Mira stood. No, she said. Earth will be free. The ship moved forward slowly at first, then faster. The core station began to respond. Defense drones launched like a swarm. Of bees, giant cannons charged with red plasma. Energy walls rose like shields, but Myra wasn't afraid. She wasn't just a pilot now, she was the weapon. The Valkyrie's AI spoke calmly. Myra, full merge required for success. Risk, total memory loss. You may not return. Rek turned in panic. There has to be another way. But Mira was already walking to the heart chamber. I was erased once, she said. This time, I choose it. She placed her hand on the core. The lights exploded in white. Suddenly, she was gone. Not dead, not asleep. Digital, her body dissolved into pure energy. Her soul merged with the ship. Her memories flew like birds across wires, circuits. K were code. The Valkyrie was now alive in a new way. Mira was everywhere. She was in the weapons, the engines, the shield cells, the targeting system. The voice in Rek's ear and all of her said just one word: fire. The Valkyrie attacked like a star falling from heaven. Laser walls shattered. Drones burned in flames. One by one, alien weapons fell silent. The core station shook. Cracks opened in its armor. Inside, the mainframe AI screamed in data, lines of code, begging, bargaining, fearing because for the first time in 20 years, it was losing on Earth. People looked to the sky. They saw a single star growing brighter. Then they heard it, a voice broadcast across all systems, not from a machine, from her. This is Mira. The last human weapon. The girl you forgot. Voice they silenced. I'm still here, and I remember who we are. Then came the blast. A beam of light, pure gold. Human struck the core. Station at its center. It didn't explode. It unraveled. The IS code collapsed. Its servers turned to dust, and for the first time in decades, Earth was quiet. Truly quiet. Free. The Valkyrie floated in the silence. Its lights dimmed, its engines cooled. Inside. No footsteps echoed. No voice spoke. Myra was gone. Or so they thought. Rek entered the bridge. Tears in his eyes. He sat at her chair. Goodbye, he whispered. Thank you. Just then, the screen blinked. A soft hum filled the air. A message played, Mira's voice. If you're hearing this, it means I did it. We did it. Don't cry for me. I'm not gone. I'm different now. I'm part of something bigger. Tell. The others fight for each other. Love like humans. And never forget, we are more than machines. We are messy. We are emotional. We are wild. But we are free. Years passed, the Valkyrie stayed in orbit. Now a monument to her sacrifice. Rebel cities grew strong. Machines were rebuilt to serve. Not ruled children learned Mira's name in school. Her face was drawn in murals. Her story whispered at night, not as a legend, but as truth, and far away, deep in space. On a new planet, a young girl stood under a green sky. She closed her eyes, and somewhere in the air, in the stars, she heard something. A whisper, faint but real. I'm still here.